mulch is very important, and Sherry brought a bunch of different types of mulch for us to look at. Sherry, what are we looking at here?
First, I bought black mulch.
Ew.
Yeah, not my favorite. It is dyed. It's shredded pine and then dyed.
And I would ask, if you really want black mulch, what they're dyeing it with. Most of the things that they dye with are really bad for roots. You gotta have roots to grow good plants. So keep that in mind, that a lot of times if you want dyed mulch,
Yeah, not so good.
This next mulch is really dark too. It's like dark brown.
Right, so this is a native shredded mulch.
Okay.
It's got a lot of compost in it,
Awesome.
so it's real fine.
So a lot of these ones, if they're called hardwood mulch or native mulch, there are a bunch of different trees. And those different trees actually use different fungi, use different bacteria to break them down.
Right.
So you get a diverse population that this grows under it.
Right.
So
And that's real fine. It looks really nice, and it's aged, so it's a little bit darker than some of your mulches.
Right, gotcha.
other mulches. And then this one is a coarse native mulch, so it's got a lot more texture to it. Takes a little bit longer to break down.
bigger chunks. Yeah, a lot of
Bigger
times if
chunks.
I'm going to use a coarse ground mulch, and a lot of times I do at my house because I like my mulch to last longer.
Right.
And one reality is that I always want mulch. Bare spots are really bad. Easiest way to get compaction in your space is to leave bare soil showing to the air. That's also your fastest track for weeds. So
Right.
you always want to keep mulch down. So bigger mulch is a little bit better.
Right. Then we have cedar mulch. This is Texas native cedar, very aromatic.
I can smell it already.
Yeah, it's a nice, rich color, not as dark as your native mulch, but it has insecticidal qualities. So if you're wanting to repel mosquitoes for a short time, snails and slugs don't like it as well.
Right. So great way if you're got a little party space and you want to figure out a way to make that floor of it. Cedar mulch is a really inexpensive option to put down a
Absolutely.
floor that repels insects.
Right.
That same thing that makes tannins in it that make the insects not like it is also makes the soil food web go a little slower under cedar mulch. So it's
Right.
gonna be slightly less good for your plants, but really great for mosquito removal.
Right, and takes a little while to break down. So,
Yeah.
and then we have cypress mulch. So cypress mulch is a no-float mulch. So, like you were saying,
Right.
if you have areas that wash out or hold water, you could put this in.
Yeah, that
It'll-
is exactly the main draw of using a kind of a cypress-based mulch, is that it will not float. So
Right.
pathways where you always have to replace them because they're always floating, or mulch in front of your house, things like that. Now it has a really unique light color, and this kind of tan fades to gray. So it can give you a different look altogether than some of these darker
Right,
mulches.
not my favorite for my flower beds
No,
because
sure.
of the color, but a lot of people want a mulch that's going to last a long time, so that one would last a long time.
Definitely. Well, thanks so much. What do you see as some of the main benefits of mulch?
Well, mulch is going to retain your soil moisture, so you're not going to have to water as much. It's going to give you a barrier for weed seeds,
Right.
so you won't have as many weeds.
Reduces compaction.
Reduces compaction.
And it also improves the soil life. So that soil food web we always talks about, mulch is a great way to kind of keep it thriving,
Right.
keep it alive.
We want our mulch to break down and turn into compost.
Absolutely.
Right.
For more, please visit homeshowgardenpros.com.